Hello everyone, I'm Sarah, and welcome back to 5 Minute Talk. This is the podcast where we talk about everyday life in English. Slowly, honestly, and without pressure.
And I'm Bill. Thanks for joining us today. Whether you're listening while walking, driving, or just taking a quiet moment, we're really happy you're here.
Today's topic is something many people think about, but don't always say out loud. And if you've ever felt this way, you're not alone.
So here's the question. Is it okay to not know what you want in life?
I want to start with a very honest feeling. Sometimes, when I look around, it feels like everyone else has their life figured out. They know what career they want, where they're going, what their next step is. And then I look at myself and think, why am I still unsure? It's like everyone got a map and I didn't.
I totally get that. And honestly, social media makes it worse. You open an app and it's like someone got promoted, someone started a business, someone moved to a new country, someone's living their dream. It creates this illusion that everyone is moving forward with confidence, while you're standing still.
Yes, and even if we know social media doesn't show the full story, emotionally it still gets to us. We start comparing our confusion to other people's highlights. And that comparison is exhausting.
It really is, because uncertainty starts to feel like a personal failure instead of a normal part of life. Like, if I don't know what I want, maybe I'm doing life wrong.
Exactly. We're taught from a young age that knowing what you want is a good thing. Having clear goals is praised. Being confident about the future is seen as success. So when you don't know, you feel behind, or lost, or like you're wasting time.
But the older I get, the more I question that idea. Is knowing exactly what you want really that common? Or are people just very good at pretending?
Ooh, that's a real question. Because I think a lot of people don't truly know what they want. They just follow what feels safe, familiar, or expected. And from the outside, it looks like confidence.
Right. They choose paths that look successful. Good job title, stable routine, clear timeline. But inside, they might still feel unsure, or even unhappy. They just don't talk about it.
So maybe not knowing what you want isn't weakness. Maybe it's honesty. It can mean you're still listening to yourself instead of following a script.
I like that. Uncertainty doesn't always mean confusion. Sometimes it means openness. Openness to change, openness to learning, openness to discovering new sides of yourself.
Yes, and life isn't static. What you want at 20 might not be what you want at 30, and that doesn't mean you failed. It means you grew.
But we don't talk enough about changing direction. We talk about success stories, but not about the moments when someone says, actually, this isn't for me anymore.
True. Changing your mind is often treated like a problem, but I think it takes courage. It takes courage to admit, this doesn't feel right anymore.
And it takes courage to say, I thought I wanted this, but I don't. That's not failure. That's growth.
Sometimes not knowing what you want means you're in between chapters. You've outgrown one version of your life, but the next one isn't clear yet. That in-between space is uncomfortable. There's no clear direction, no clear answers. But it's also full of possibility.
Exactly. When nothing is decided yet, many paths are still open. The pressure comes from feeling like we should have everything figured out by a certain age.
That pressure is real. There's an invisible timeline. Career by this age, stability by that age, clarity by another. And when we don't match that timeline, we feel anxious.
But life doesn't follow a universal schedule. Everyone moves at a different pace. And clarity doesn't arrive all at once. It comes through experiences, through trying things, making mistakes, learning what doesn't work.
Yes. Not knowing what you want is sometimes just part of the process. It's a stage, not a destination. And instead of asking the heavy question, what do I want to do with my life? Maybe we can ask smaller, gentler questions.
Like, what feels right for me right now? Or, what am I curious about this week? Those questions don't demand a lifetime answer.
And they're easier to act on, because movement, even small movement, creates clarity over time. You don't have to solve your whole life today.
So, is it okay to not know what you want in life?
I think it's more than okay. I think it's human.
Not knowing doesn't mean you're lost.
It might mean you're still discovering.
And that discovery is part of living.
Thank you so much for listening to today's conversation.
We hope this episode reminded you that uncertainty doesn't mean failure.
If you're still figuring things out, you're not alone.
We'll be back soon with another short conversation in English. And thank you for listening to 5 Minute Talk.